the 2025 Vancouver Boat Show. There were so many things to see, people to talk to. This video is our favorite clever new items that we discovered at the show. First on our list is the Ocean Legacy Foundation. It's an awesome little foundation that collects plastics from the ocean, turns them into pellets, and those pellets can be reformed into useful items again. Not only does this help clean our ocean from the plastics plaguing it, but they also raise awareness about the issues and do school education seminars as well. If you want to check it out, I'll put a link in the description. It's worth a read. Number 2 on our list is these cam lock bungees. Thought, okay, those are cool enough. Cam locks, sure. But then they showed us, not only do they make fantastic bungees, but you can use the cam lock ends for your fenders to easily adjust the height of them. And that's when it went from a cool idea to a brilliant idea.
That is so cool. It's one of those, well, duh. Of course you could. That's so brilliant.
Yeah. Then we put a bungee on it just so you can have a, you know, it's all the way out to 6 feet. Clip 2 ends in, pull, tighten, get to the tension you want.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
made with marine grade latex, so it's meant for heavy weather conditions. All the metal is stainless steel, so it's not going to rust on you.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a 48-inch one.
The bungees are
Number 3 is the Sealander camper. This is an amphibious camper. I'm not kidding. You get to the lake, you just back your camper into the lake, slap on your little electric motor, and start puttering around the lake. You can use it as a swim platform. I'm not sure if you could spend the night on it, but certainly having a fun day all day with your family on there, fishing off it, I guess. Really kind of cool idea. As a side note, BC Place has lactation pods for nursing mothers. That too is a pretty neat idea. Motors were a big thing at the show, from this 7-foot behemoth diesel to a massive array of electric motors of every shape and size you could imagine. And of course there was the usual gas-powered, so no lack of motors. Alright, back to clever ideas. Number 4 on the brilliant idea list is this company's photoreactive buoys and life rings and ropes. So these things collect the sunlight and then they glow at night, which would make finding your crab pots and people overboard so much easier at night. That's brilliant. Petawatt gets the number 5 spot with this inflatable swim platform pontoon boat thing. It's a kind of a neat idea. It's made up of the same stuff that most of the higher end dinghies are made of. And you just get to the lake, inflate this sucker, slap on your little electric motor, and put out for some partying times on the lake. It just floats along these pontoons at the bottom, and when you're done for the day, you just uninflate it, throw it back into its carrying case, and off you go. It's kind of neat. I'm not sure how it would deal with a windy day. It could get very exciting on there if the wind ever picked up, but yeah, it's kind of a neat idea. One of the clever things about these electric motors is at the end of the day, or if you run out of power, you just pop off the battery, pop on a new one, or take it home and charge it, pop it on again, and off you go. That too is kind of clever. We saw this idea last year, but it's worth a second mention. Boat builders are finding a way to turn your limited cockpit space into a larger area by using the walls to fold down into useful seats or swim platforms without taking away from the cockpit space. I think that's brilliant. For all the nostalgic Canadians out there, Relic's boat from the Beachcombers has been found, restored to the show's condition, and was on display by the fan of the show, Dino Fatovic. There's been several news articles about him finding the boat and his journey to get it back up into show condition. I'll put a link in the description to the global news article I found on it. It was really neat to see a bit of Canadiana that I grew up watching in person. Pretty sweet. As usual, the boat show was full of beautiful boats to check out, conservation groups and volunteer organizations to chat with. There was a bunch of really interesting seminars. Even though it was cold and rainy, the floating boats were still a delight to see. We got to step aboard a Catalina 415. These guys make some really fantastic boats. Just the craftsmanship, the way it's constructed, the layout, they're just boats that make sense. And they're beautiful. There's also a couple of Bavarias with their very IKEA-esque interior. Not a fan of it. The pale, I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. We also stepped aboard a Catalina 315, which was a surprisingly large boat for a 31-footer. Dufour also had a couple of boats there. They're not much of interest to us because the headroom, well, CJ doesn't fit. We woke up Sunday morning to this, in case it wasn't cold and wet already. But we're heading home anyways, so it was an enjoyable boat show. Love visiting Vancouver, even when it's snowing. And it's always a pleasure to go to see the Vancouver Boat Show. You should check it out every year in February.